Former undercover cops, what is the craziest thing you had to do to not blow your cover? I'd been posing as Vince's sketchy cousin for 8 months, living in a rundown apartment in Detroit and pretending to be some loser who dealt stolen car parts. My real job was building trust with his crew so we could bust their weapons trafficking operation. These weren't small-time criminals. They were moving serious firepower across state lines. Everything was going smooth until Vince invited me to his wedding. This wasn't some church ceremony either. He'd bought out this old factory and turned it into this crazy reception hall with crystal chandeliers hanging from rusted beams and armed guards at every door. The whole place screamed money and paranoia. I couldn't say no without raising suspicion. Vince was already the type who questioned everything twice, so I bought this expensive bottle of scotch as a wedding gift and showed up in my best thrift store suit, playing the part of the cousin who barely had his life together. The night started fine. I was making small talk, dancing with bridesmaids, doing shots with guys who probably had more weapons than the local police station. But then Vince's new brother-in-law started eyeing me weird. This guy named Eddie had done serious time upstate and knew the prison system inside and out. Eddie pulled me aside near the bar and started asking casual questions about which cell block I'd been in during my supposed stint in county jail. Problem was, I'd never been to jail. All my knowledge came from training manuals and informant stories. He kept pushing, asking about specific guards and which mess hall served the best food. I could feel sweat starting to form under my collar. One wrong answer and I'd be dead before midnight. So I grabbed Eddie's arm, smiled real big, and said loud enough for everyone to hear, "Eddie, quit lying to these people about doing time, you fraud." I started laughing like it was the funniest thing ever. This guy couldn't survive one night in jail. The whole group cracked up. Eddie had no choice but to laugh along and play it off like he was just messing with me. Crisis avoided, but my heart was still pounding. Then came the real test. Vince, who'd been drinking all night, pulled me into this back room where they kept their business supplies. Crates of stuff I definitely wasn't supposed to see. He was slurring his words, but his eyes were sharp. "You know what, cousin? I want you to prove you're really family. Take this gun and fire it in the air during my speech. Show everyone we don't mess around." My blood went cold. Firing a weapon would bring police attention, blow my cover, and probably get people killed. But refusing would make Vince suspicious immediately. I pretended to be honored, took the gun, and slipped into the bathroom. Using my burner phone, I sent a text that looked like a wedding selfie to my handler outside. The message was code for "Need distraction now." 5 minutes later, there was pounding on the front door. "Police! We got noise complaints from neighbors." My team had staged a fake complaint call. I rushed back to Vince, looking panicked. "Cops are here, man. You want me to fire a gun right now?" He sobered up real quick and told me to hide the weapon. Perfect excuse to avoid the whole situation. The fake cops left after warning about noise levels, and Vince hugged me like a brother. Called me the smartest guy in his crew for thinking fast. What Vince never knew was that expensive scotch bottle I gave him was hollow inside. I'd planted a listening device in there that picked up everything for the next 3 months. Every business meeting, every phone call, every plan they made happened right next to my bug. 6 months later, we arrested the entire operation. Vince got 15 years, Eddie got 12. I walked away without a scratch, but that wedding night still gives me nightmares. One wrong word and I would have disappeared forever.